Shalom. Shalom, Yeshua. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Chodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. While Barakatham to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessings be unto your households. It's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch, and in this quick lesson, in transit lesson, I'm just going to get into basically, what should you do if you was to get, drafted into the war, Lord willing, just be, exhorting as well as edifying, ultimately, man, the obvious answer is just don't go, right? And, I looked at I looked up pretty much what is the consequences of not going, because I only knew like a little bit of it. I know you get jail time for it and a fine for it. But I asked Check to see. I pretty much asked, what are the consequences or not going to war when drafted, right? Because, I believe, by speaking as a man, there's going to be a draft that's going to happen pretty much as well. We believe that there is going to be a draft, but it's going to happen around, they talking about December 18th, if I'm not mistaken, December 18th of this year, 2026, right? And yeah, when I looked it up on chat, it says number one, criminal charges. Possible penalties includes up to 5 years in federal prison, so you can get jail time for not going to a war if you have been drafted. Fines up to $250,000. A permanent criminal record, right? What else? It says a loss of government benefits, right? Such as ineligibility for federal student aid, ineligibility for some federal jobs, problem obtaining security clearances in some states, difficulty getting a driver's license. All right, and what else? 3, it says consensuous objector status. All right, and it says not everyone who refuses go to jail. Some people apply to the consensuous objector if their refusal is based on deep religious or moral belief against war. If approved, they might do non-combat military roles or perform civilian services like working in hospitals or public service, right? So, they also gave an example before. The historical example says during the Vietnam War, many people were refused to draft. Some went to prison, left the country, often to Canada, protested publicly. My bad, I said publicity. Publicly. Yeah. Right? So in other words, them are the consequences. You can go to jail for up to 5 years, a $250,000 fines up to $250,000, a permanent criminal record, right? As well as for federal student aid. Well, you won't be able to get that, or a federal job, But when you think about that, if you're in the spirit, you should know that this is the war that's going to end all wars, right? Right. This is the war. This is the war of Armageddon, man. Right. This is the war that Yahweh Shai is going to come back in. So does any of this even matters? Okay. So what? You get put in prison, right? Hell, you either go put in prison or you go out there to war to die. Because everybody that's going is going to pretty much die. Right? So if he was to get drafted, bro, just don't go. As simple as that. We trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? What scripture say, man? If the Lord be for you, who can be against you? Who can be against you if the Lord be for you? Nobody. Right? Okay, you might get a fine or whatever. Oh, well. All this stuff is going to shit anyway. A permanent criminal record. It's not like there's not going to be no continuing of this place after this war. So, you shouldn't really be worried about getting drafted. If you are a servant of Yahweh Bashem Shah, of course. Now, if you're not, then okay, yeah, it makes perfect sense for you to get worried. You ain't got the wisdom and knowledge and understanding. You don't know what the fuck. But if you got this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, bro, you got the Lord with you. Yahweh Bashem Shah with you. If you've been doing what you're supposed to do, you've been preparing this whole time anyway, through the power of spirit of Yahweh Bashem Shah, of what's to come down the pipe. Ultimately, by getting your faith right, working on that relationship, right? So if a draft comes, or whenever or whenever the draft comes, let me put it like that, because if it's going to happen, the scriptures goes into, I know it's in like Second Esdras, I forgot where exactly, but I know it's in Second Esdras. See, look, between 13 and 15, around one of them two chapters, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So we understand there's going to be a lot of people that go into war, and a lot of them are not going to make it out. No, pretty much all of them are not going to really make it out, to be honest. You going down there to fight this war with Iran, you're going to pretty much, you're going to die. Straight up. And if you are a man of the Lord and you choose to go out there, then I ain't gonna lie. I mean, that says a lot about your faith. I mean, it's just, not to say the Lord can't protect you, but let's be honest, bro. Like, Lord gave you the wisdom to make a proper decision of, like, I'd rather just not go. If you ain't got the wisdom to where, like, you to the point to where you could just say no, then you probably deserve to go out there and perish. If I'm being honest with you. Right? Oh, I got drafted. Oh, well, so I'm going to jail. All right, I'll deal with the fine. I have a criminal record. It doesn't matter. This is Esau we're talking about. We're going to fight. You are going to go fight a banker's war. Right? While they sitting there chilling with their feet kicked up, get your ass on the front line with the oldest guns and die. Pretty much we're going through and die. Iran, they waiting for people to, they already said it. They waiting for you to come up here. Like, we waiting. They want you to come up there with soldiers. So it's like, damn, like, they got something for people that's going out there, that's getting drafted. There's a lot of people, a lot of Americans dying as it is. So trust in Yahweh Bashem Shah, man. Like, and, just with all the wisdom, the knowledge that you've been getting. Like, let's be honest. Do you really want to go fight for this devil? You ain't got to. Right? You ain't got to. Now, it's one thing if the government just came and took you to a facility and you just out there, like whatchamacallit. It's one thing if the government just came and got you and you put a bag over your head to put you in a helicopter to get over there. I mean, that's different, which I highly doubt they'll do that. They're not going to do it. I don't believe they're going to do that. If anything, they'll probably take you to, a concentration camp. Right? You ain't gotta worry about all that. But, man, what was I gonna say? Like I said, yeah, we got Yahweh Bashem Shah. Scripture said, was in Jeremiah, blessed is a man that trusts in the Lord. Right? Blessed is a man that trusts in Yahweh Bashem Shah, man. You will be blessed tremendously. Right? Wherefore, if you didn't, then, like, that's on you, bro. Right? That's on you. You had time to build up your faith in Yahweh Bashem Shah. What you been doing this whole time? Trying to get money, trying to get bitches, trying to get, trying to get things of this world that doesn't really matter, that's going to perish anyway. So yeah, shit, what should you do if the draft comes? Just simply not go. Deny it. Oh, you have been drafted, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going. Throw me in jail. Right? Lord will protect me in jail as well. Simple as that. Lord will protect us. Because guess what? Yahweh Bashem Shah, he controls everything. And if you understand that, then you good. You good. But that's only for the servants, though. Right? Everybody else, man, if they get drafted, they going. More than likely. They're going. Right? What else they gonna do? They ain't got nothing to lean on. They've been leaning on Esau. Like it says in Isaiah 36:6. Right? They lean upon how they trust in this broken reed, where they lean upon it and it pierced through their hands. So it's like, yeah, bro, like, These people, this is what they trust in. They trust in this system where we trust in Yahweh Shem Shah. So if a draft was to come, and you're, shit, me, I'm within the age limits. I'm 25, right? I turned 26 this year, so I'm within the age limit. So, but for the ones that are younger brothers in the faith, don't go. Trust in Yahweh Shem Shah, man. Pray to Yahweh Shem Shah, right? I mean, of course, pray that you don't get drafted, but expect the worst, but we hope for the best, right? We in hell, so they believe that you're more than likely going to get drafted, and pray to the Lord that He be with you in that. When you do say no, don't say yes. You say yes, man, it's just like, man, you just basically throwing all your shit out the window, like a goofy, But it's all really had, something's kind of on my spirit, thinking about. Anyways, Lord willing, I was edified. I want to end it off by saying, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, I say, Shalom, Yeshua.